Good morning, Indy fans. It's Friday the 26th of March 2021 and it's time for Boris's Best of British Bulletin, episode 37 with me, DaviePHD. In Scots Unionist news, well, it's been a fantastic week for our Unionist chums Mark and Mary Devlin at themajority.scot. On Tuesday, as the Tories plotted Nicola Sturgeon's demise in the vote of no confidence, Mark and Mary thought it would be a hoot and a holler to get one of those fancy advertising vans covered in screens to run around the First Minister's constituency with negative messages. A good plan, and well timed, but perhaps it wasn't too well executed. Spot the deliberate mistake. Yes, they can't spell sturgeon. I mean, I know it's not a common name, but it is a species of fish, so it's not too obscure a word. Now, we couldn't let a fox's paw go unpunished, so here's my take on their graphics, with correct spellings. Well, it's been quite a week for Scots Tory Branch Office Supervisor DrossMP. Last week he was slightly humped in his vote of no confidence in John Swinney, but this week he was royally humped in his vote of no confidence in Nicola Sturgeon. Aina Sarwar and Wee Willie Winkie and their parties bravely abstained from the vote, hanging the Tories out to dry at the last hurdle. Just look at the coupon on Baroness Davidson as the vote was read out.
Thank you, colleagues. The result of the vote on motion 24292 in the name of Ruth Davidson is yes 31, no 65. There were 27 abstentions and the motion is therefore not agreed.
Does anybody want to see that sewer coupon again? I know I do. James Matthews of Skye looked like he was about to throw up, and Sarah Smith has failed to come up with a Britney Spears "Oops, I did it again" erroneous headline. You know the one she delivers to hundreds of thousands of live TV viewers but later apologises for on Twitter to a few thousand followers, like she always fucking does. And could a Tory be found to go on camera? The same ones who've been 24/7 across all media channels like adverts for over 50s funeral insurance for the last 2 weeks or so. No. Suddenly they were unable to provide any comment. They were gone. Gone like North Sea oil before a referendum. Of course, we know where one of them was. DrossMP was going on Facebook Live to take on the world. Now I have to say I admire DrossMP for doing this. He doesn't have to do it, and he does do it unfiltered, so kudos to him. And I generally don't go in for internet trolling, unless it's expertly done. But DrossMP fell into this legendary trolling effort.
So, Mike Oxmells, I'm not sure. Douglas, stop ignoring the tough questions. I'm really not.
Just in case you missed that, this troll got DrossMP to say,
Mike Oxmells, Mike Oxmells, Mike Oxmells.
Now, in the final bit of DrossMP news, as it's just no fair to keep kicking him when he's down, is it? We're always told how much Boris Johnson cares about Scotland. But this week the mask slipped. Boris Johnson couldn't even remember DrossMP's proper name, referring to him during PMQs as Murray Ross. But it was touching that Boris was concerned about Ian Blackford's car issues, raising the SNP leader's manifold problems. A swift visit to Quickfit should sort that out for you though, Ian. And in UK Unionist news, in more evidence that Boris Johnson really cares for Scotland, apparently the Prime Minister regrets allowing the devolved nations COVID independence. Mr Johnson was urged to use the 2004 Civil Contingencies Act, which would have gave Whitehall supreme authority for a catastrophic emergency. This matter was raised repeatedly at both Cobra and Cabinet meetings, with Commons leader Jacob Rees-Mogg particularly supportive of using the sweeping act rather than writing a new one. A Cabinet minister added, "I have no doubt that it will be done differently next time. The Prime Minister knows that." Now, you may not think that's a big deal, or think I'm being petty and politicking, but let me give it a bit of real-world context for you. English COVID deaths as of 24th of March 2021. With a population of 55,980,000 people, their COVID deaths were 111,222. That is 1 in 503. Scottish COVID deaths as of 24th of March 2021. With a population of 5,454,000, or COVID deaths were 7,562. That's 1 in 721. Take that 721 and then divide it by 503, and we get 1.4333. ... Take the 1.4333... ... multiply it by the Scots death toll as 7,562, and we get 10,986. Now that 10,986, just in case you've lost track, is the English 1 in 503 death rate applied to our Scottish population. So that's 3,406 more dead Scots. So Boris Johnson cares so much about us Scots that he'd rather see 3,406 more of us die than look like he's making an arse of things. But I suppose the way he sees it, some of them just would have been independence supporters anyway. So with that final thought in mind, folks, don't forget to vote. Have a great weekend. DaviePHD.
So Mike Oxmells, I'm not sure.